You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. The Suffolk DA says they've confiscated 4 kilos of fentanyl during a large-scale drug bust.
That's enough fentanyl to kill all 1.5 million residents of Suffolk County.
Prosecutors say heroin, cocaine, guns, and ammunition were also found during the 7-month investigation. The operation stretched from the East End to the Bronx. The 6 people arrested face as much as 25 years in prison if convicted. And Nobel Prize winner James Watson has died at 97. He was the former director of Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory. Watson is best known for discovering the double helix structure of DNA. The lab cut ties with Watson, though, in 2008 after he said black people had inferior intelligence to whites because of genetics. And officials say no major problems reported at area airports on the first day of FAA flight cuts. Because of the government shutdown, the Federal Aviation Administration announced it will limit the number of flights to ease the strain on air traffic controllers. Mind you, those controllers are working without pay. And the yellow lab that helps students in Farmingdale deal with tragedy is getting a forever home. Daler was raised by the district superintendent. The pup was often around the school to help comfort students after the 2023 bus crash. Now, that accident killed 2 educators and left dozens of students injured. Now that Daler has finished training as a service dog, she is going to live with a Medford woman. All right, let's take a quick look at tomorrow's weather, shall we, to see how it's going to shape up. Now, listen, we had rain in the forecast early in the week, but as you can see right here, it's going to be sunny and dry. We'll have your 7-day forecast for you, of course, later in the broadcast. A mother in Nassau County is overwhelmed by grief following the death of her son. He was hit by a car and killed on his way to school. Virginia Huey spoke with the mother.
It's been hard. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Tanya Salazar can't imagine life without her son, Jaden Flores. The 14-year-old Mepham High School freshman was riding his e-bike to school Thursday morning when he was struck and killed by an SUV at the intersection of Alice and Belmore Avenues in North Belmore.
It's a horrible situation.
This homeowner, who did not want to be identified, said she heard a loud bang and saw Flores laying on her driveway. She tried to revive him with CPR.
I have 2 kids. I have a son, and I just, as a mother, I had to do everything that I felt I could do to help him.
The driver of the SUV stayed at the scene and no charges have been filed. Salazar says her son had an ominous premonition before the accident.
My son, you're not gonna believe this, but he told me every time I ride my bike, people is on their phone. I feel like something is about to happen to me. I told him, don't say that.
Neighbors say while they're saddened by the accident, they're not surprised because this intersection has seen tragedy before.
Every 3 or 4 months, something happened there, You need more lights, I think.
On July 6, 2019, Nassau police officer George Day was critically injured when a hit-and-run driver ignored a stop sign and slammed into his motorcycle.
It's like a speedway sometimes.
Newsday's Dangerous Road series has reported that drivers involved in crashes that kill bicyclists and pedestrians rarely face criminal charges.
I feel like this road right here, people go really fast.
Salazar is pleading with the public to slow down and drive with care so that another family won't have to experience her heartache.
He was such a nice boy.
Reporting for Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey.
Only in Newsday, a little-known building in Bethpage is one of nearly a dozen across the country, a federal asylum office. And it's there some people say their lives are being turned upside down. Andrew Anger has the story.
I can't even remember if I was running, if I was walking, if I was screaming, but I remember that I was crying.
Sadia Farkizada describing what happened on October 14th when her brother Ali was detained at Homeland Security's U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services office in Bethpage. Ali had previously worked on projects for the U.S.-backed Afghan government and escaped the country with his family after the Taliban took over several years ago. His asylum application was in process here in the U.S., so Farkizada wasn't expecting any trouble when he arrived for a scheduled credible fear interview in Bethpage. Sadia was waiting for him in another part of the office.
1 minute later, he sent me a text saying, they're taking me.
This is the new flashpoint.
Newsday reporter Bart Jones says ICE arrests of immigrants outside federal courtrooms in Manhattan and in other cities are becoming more commonplace. But in Bethpage?
Previously, it was very rare for anybody to be arrested in this office.
Farkhizadeh was eventually taken to an ICE facility in New Jersey, even though, according to his attorney, he was a student at upstate Bard College, working legally in the U.S., following all the rules.
If you'd been living your life in a law-abiding way, which Ali certainly had, you wouldn't expect to be arrested.
The asylum program is a scam.
President Trump has criticized the asylum process over the years, saying immigrants are taking advantage of the system.
Lawyers, they tell them what to say.
But as Newsday has learned, more and more asylum-seeking immigrants are being detained at this regional immigration office, one of only 11 in the country, while their cases are working their way through the system.
It's very disturbing.
Abdoulaye Ba says his friend Ibrahima Berry from Guinea was told to come to Bethpage recently for an asylum interview, but was surprised with handcuffs.
So they said to us, we're from ICE, we have a warrant for you, Mr. Berry. Today we're here to take you in.
Newsday reached out to ICE, but it has not commented about the detentions at Bethpage. Ali's sister says since her family came to the United States to escape the Taliban, she now fears if her brother was deported back to Afghanistan, he could be killed.
We trusted the United States process. We trusted the justice and the system. We want him back home.
In Bethpage, Andrew Enger, Newsday TV.
It's Islanders game night at UBS Arena, and the visuals are all a part of a carefully choreographed show directed by Adam Saab.
You've never done work in an office and then open a door and there's 18,000 people, to give you your immediate reaction.
From custom animations to immersive visuals, Saab and his team are redefining what game night can look like, starting with the ice.
To make it look like the ice is cracking and falling, people leaning over to look in, having hands or players come out.
From here in the control room, Saab's on-ice animations can be checked right over the arena.
I challenged our team 2 years ago to say, okay, if we can achieve this on the ice, where else around the arena can we achieve this?
Hockey was always more than a job. It started in a backyard rink thanks to a childhood friend.
My best friend in kindergarten used to build ice rinks in their backyard, and that's how I learned and fell in love with hockey.
Years later, a simple internet search sparked a new journey.
About 6 or 7 years ago, I thought I'd type in Egypt ice hockey into the internet just to see what comes up. It's a lot of people like myself, first-gen Americans, Canadians. There's a lot of us, and there's a lot of really good players out there.
Balancing his role with the Islanders and playing as an assistant captain and goaltender for Egypt's national team isn't easy.
Rebound, held on by Adam Saab.
Last year, the Islanders made the playoffs, and I had a Dream Nations tournament, and I was bouncing back and forth. It was hectic, but hockey since kindergarten.
And for Saab, it's always been about blending both worlds.
I've always wanted to combine my passions for art and hockey. So what is it like to work, to live it, work it, still play it? Feels good. It's exhausting. But yeah, that was the goal. That was always the goal.
From UBS Arena, I'm Carissa Kelman for Newsday TV.
From the Southwest, and all of my friends from Texas are always talking about kolaches. Kolache is this fluffy, puffy pastry that has Czech Republic origins, but it's super popular all over Texas in gas stations, markets, and hipster spots. It's the thing. Not easy to find in New York until now. There's a new food truck that serves amazing kolaches.
Oh my
We ordered a box of kolaches. We got them back to the car, and we had no idea what was inside of each one of them. That's how the branded bun was born. We went down to Texas and went on the Kolache trail. And then we came back home and started baking like crazy. It takes about 6.5 hours because you've got to let it rise 4 different times.
What is this, like a cream cheese?
Cream cheese, Gov't, lemon zest.
What's Gov't?
Ricotta.
Oh!
Sorry, didn't mean to throw you there.
The branded bun does public and private events, but today's lunch was for a very special group of ladies.
Every Thursday we meet at the diner, but this Thursday I'm hosting it at my house because it's my daughter's business with her husband.
It's this cool immigrant contribution to the culture of the Southwest, and they are very beloved.
I spent 38 years in San Antonio, Texas.
So you had a kolache before. You're a kolache expert.
You want to hold this so I take a bite?
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta have this. It's as close to Texas as you get, right here.
For Newsday TV, this is Andy Berlin.
Just like a fluffy bite of cheesy heaven.
All right, let's take a closer look at your 7-day forecast. Now, like we said, it said rain Saturday earlier in the week. Good news is the rain has pushed to Sunday. You're staying in anyway. So get outside if you can. Temps will be in the mid-60s. And next week looks like we are dry, but temps will be cool around 50, even dipping below that on Tuesday.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
For more on the stories you've seen here today, head over to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. I'm Ken Buffa. Have a great weekend. More news coming up.